Good day and greetings from the Great White North. My name is Prickly Poo and welcome to day 77 of a year of change. We finish off another week. Week 11 is down and done and over with. It started out on a bit of a low note. When I did my weigh-in last week, I hit a bit of a plateau where I'd only lost 0.4 pounds the week before. So I'm kind of hoping that this week is going to turn out a little bit better. Normally in a situation like that, if I had sort of found that, it would have been very easy for me to say, oh, obviously this isn't working, and just sort of go back to my old ways. But because we've been doing this for so long, and I think because I can see that at least it's working slowly, but it is working, then it didn't have quite the negative effect that it normally would have. And I just went, okay, well, no, I've plateaued for this week. I'm going to try to expect that for the next couple. And then gradually as things increase, then I'll get over that hump and it'll start dropping again. So I'm hoping that's what's going to happen. I was a bit tempted today to take sort of a little bit of a sneak peek. And because my weigh-in is tomorrow. And so I try to only do it then. But it's very, very tempting to try to do it today. But I had a very big supper last night. And a very big breakfast this morning. So it's probably not going to be accurate to begin with. It wasn't anything that I went over. It's just that I had a lot of calories left at the end of the day and I hadn't eaten. So I thought I can pretty much eat whatever I want. So of course in my head last night I'm thinking I want to stop here and there and over there. And I'm going to get pizza and burgers and fries and fish and chips and all sorts of horrible things. In the end I came home and baked. Didn't even fry them. Just baked some sausage and had that with some leftover sauce. Which doesn't sound like a lot, but it's a lot of calories. It was a very calorie-dense meal. And then this morning I got up and that sort of continued on, which is probably not a good thing. And I had a massive, massive breakfast to a point where now you're just like, it's time for bed, time for a nap. But I'm not going to. So I should probably go outside, try to get something. That actually turned into a real yawn. I should go outside, get a coffee, call up a friend and say, I need to do something. So that I don't just say, fuck it, and just go to bed for an hour. But I think I'm sort of past that point at this stage. Not overall, I just mean just for now. Because if I was going to have a nap, I probably would have done it like an hour or two ago. But the only thing is, though, is that because of last night and then this morning, I really need to sort of rein in because I can see that regardless of the progress that we've made and the difference in our lifestyle that we've done so far, I can see that I still, even at this late stage, I mean, it's still been like 2.5 months, but at this stage, I can see that I could very easily still go back to that, overeating at every single meal and stopping everything. So just need to be very careful. I don't think we're to a stage yet, or me anyway, I don't think I'm to a stage where I can say, oh, I don't even need to worry anymore. Then this is my new lifestyle. So we need to sort of stay on target. That's going to be a year down the road. And honestly, I suspect that it's going to be something that's never going to quite go away for quite a long time, probably for a few years anyway. So I still need to sort of rein in. So I still need to keep tracking, keep everything going that way. I have noticed I have not been tracking my water again. And I mentioned this last week, and I had said, oh, I'm going to do it this week. And I just keep forgetting. And so it looks as if I'm having 5 cups of water one day and then nothing for 2 days and then a liter of water the next. So I really need to start tracking that a lot more. Our goal is to try to, for me anyway, is to drink at least a couple of liters of water a day. It's a little easier for me because I don't drink a lot of pop and juice and stuff like that. But because when I'm at work, I drink a lot of coffee and I don't really get to that to the end of the day. And then by then I'm not remembering to track it. And I can't very well say, oh, don't forget, you have to track all your stuff if I'm not doing it myself. So even though it doesn't count towards anything, it's still 0 calories. It's still something that we need to do. We need to do the vegetable thing and the water thing and the exercise thing. And if we just sort of start looking at one thing and saying, yeah, but it doesn't really count against us, it's fine, then it's easier for us to say, well, I only had 1 cookie. I don't need to track 1 cookie. I'm sure that'll be fine. And then throughout the rest of the day, you find, oh, well, it turned into, an entire pan of brownies. Brownies would be really good. Anyway, so I just sort of need to really rein things in. Had a huge supper last night. Had a very huge breakfast this morning. So now I just, okay, had my fun. Need to get back on track. I shouldn't be doing that. I didn't go over, like I say. I mean, I still had 200 or 300 calories left for the day. So it's not to a stage where I'm going over because I'm eating too much. There have been a couple of times in the past 2 or 3 weeks where I did go over. So I've had to do my treadmill to sort of make up for it, which is not a good practice to do. You can't just say, oh, well, I'll just walk for half an hour so I can actually have more of this, because that eating habit is what I'm trying to get away from. So if my eating habits don't change and all I'm doing is exercising more, it's still, I mean, it's better, but there needs to be that balance. So there is that. Also this week, there are a number, well, we'll do this first. I have noticed during these videos as well that this thing is happening again with a different shirt. Part of me wants to say, oh, well, it's because it doesn't fit anymore. You've lost so much weight. I haven't lost that much in order for it to affect this. I think it's just getting old. So plus I've been using it for so long now. So I think it's time to invest in another one. As I think it's just that my hole is stretched out. So my neck hole, not my hole, but my neck hole is all stretched out from taking it off and putting it on and everything else and picking and poking and going, oh, all right, everything's fine, double checking everything. So I do apologize for that, because I've noticed a couple of times, I'm like, yeah, it just looks really grubby and disheveled and horrible. So, yeah. So that's something I've got to look at as well. At least try to maintain, professional appearance when I'm doing this. Because that's what we've been doing. We've been maintaining that professionalism through the whole thing. Cock soup and all. So, but there was that. But also this week, there was something interesting that happened at work, which... combined with last night and this morning, could have been a very bad week all the way around. And this is sort of part of the reason, too, why I don't want to sneak a peek at what I'm weighing yet, because it still might be bad. At work, they had their, what they called Employee Appreciation Week Day, or whatever it is. Now, no business actually does this. There's no executive sitting somewhere at your company going, I really appreciate the work that everyone does at our company. We should show that to them, just to let them know that we care. It is a PR thing. It is a thing to prevent you from just saying, fuck it, and leaving your desk and walking off the job. And I get that. So, and it does cost them quite a bit of money, so we will give them that. I just don't sort of buy into that whole, no, they really legitimately care about you. No, they don't. Go up to your CEO and say, do you know who I am? And they're like, no. They're like, good enough. There you go. That's all that we need to know. So, and it's fine. Being a tiny cog in a big machine, I have no qualms with that. I don't want people at work to go, oh, well, you matter. We love you so much. You're so good. No, just say, okay, you're not fucking up your job. Good. I'm happy with that. That's all I need. But they did this thing this week, and everyone appreciated it. It was very nice. So on Wednesday, they brought in food trucks. Now, I understand that they're trying to do this to say, we want to do something special. So instead of just bringing something in and saying, well, we're going to have a pizza party for everybody, which everyone does, then they thought, well, we'll try to bring in something a little different. So they brought in a Thai food truck and then like a deep fried grill sort of place. So you could sort of take your pick that way. Unfortunately, I mean, I understand there at some point someone was saying, we need to, what's the easiest way to feed 700 or 800 people throughout the course of a 12-hour day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., so that it's not going to be something that we have to bring people in and adjust the kitchen for and everything else. So they thought, okay, great, food trucks, that'll be great. We'll bring that in. We'll bring in some different stuff so that people can try something new. It's all paid for. They don't need to pay for it, so you're not going to say, oh, I shelled out $20 and didn't like it. You can go in, try something new, and we'll bring in Thai food. Apparently, no one at any stage said, that's great. You're going to be bringing in, like the restaurant or the cafe that we have there. It's mainly healthy stuff. It's not like they have some deep fried stuff there as well, but they're saying we're going to pack them full of deep fried foods and spicy Thai foods and curry dishes and everything else. No one at any point went, we only have 6 bathrooms in the building. So that probably would have been something that they should have looked at, because you have 700 people over the course of a day trying spicy Thai food. and curry dishes and deep fried foods and all sorts of different things. And trying to divide that up, 6 bathrooms over 12 hours, probably was not the best. During my lunch hour, I usually will either go to my car or I'll just sort of hang out in the hallway. Not like creepily hang out in the hallway and stare at people. That's where I go on my phone and things like that. And there were bathrooms on either side. And it was much noisier that day. I'll just put it at that. And throughout the day, as you go on breaks or if you're going from one part of the building to another, they were always occupied. So they really should have sort of looked into that. So for any of you out there, any executives that are watching this, that are thinking, I want to do that. That's a really good idea for employee appreciation thing or whatever. It is a good idea, but please just think of your cleaners and invest in porta potties as well if you're going to be spending the money. Just saying, it's going to make things a lot easier for everyone all the way around. Or make sure that you have really, really big, plentiful bathrooms. Anyway, I was smart. I waited until the end of the day when the whole rush was gone. Everything was done. I didn't have to sort of fight my way through 50 people at a time. And it was at the end of the day, I was able to get my stuff. I brought it home. Things were fine. Which actually is weird because I end up getting like a pad thai, which it's only the second time I've ever had it. And I always chalked the first time up. It was really bad the first time I had it. It was from a different place. And because it didn't taste like anything. It was just like there was the texture of the noodles and that was pretty much it. So I thought, okay, this is good. Everyone's saying, oh, it's really, really good. And that's another reason why, if this does happen, you should wait to the end of the day. Because you can find out, okay, who got sick, who really liked the stuff, what is good, what is bad. So I thought, okay, I'll try pad thai and take it home with me. And although it tasted better than the first time, I don't know, I was sort of expecting like a spicy, flavorful dish. And it was just like Mr. Noodles mixed in with bouillabaisse. It just didn't, I don't know. It just tasted very bland to me. I mean, I put a lot of spices and salt and pepper and everything else in my food, so maybe that's it. But it just didn't seem to have that spiciness that I was hoping for. So, but this actually brings up another good point. Not a good point, but a point. And it's completely unrelated, so I don't know why it reminded me of it. I've still been going up the hill every day. It's just, I have a parking spot up there now, and I'm the only one up there. So when I pull in first thing in the morning, and I have my own spot, which is going to change because I officially got a new schedule, so I'll be going later in the afternoon. So it's going to be jockeying for position in there, but at least I'm still on the hill. I'm used to it now, so it shouldn't be too bad. So normally what I'll do is at the end of the day, I'll go up, get my car, and I have that little walk and everything is good. This week though, for 2 or 3 days, actually I think it was Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I really was feeling lazy, and I thought, I don't want to face that trip up there at the end of the day. I thought, I'll go up on my lunch. So I went up on my lunch, brought my car down, and parked every day right close to the exit. So, and for those of you that don't know what that was right close to the exit. There's that Maritimer coming out in me. It's R-I-G-H-T, right, except that is our version of very. Just so you know, and I probably have said that before, and I'm just realizing this now. So anytime that you hear someone from the East Coast just say, it's right friggin' cold, that just means it's very fucking cold. So anyway, you have a little bit of a language lesson there today. Anyway, parked right close to the exit. So I parked right next to the exit. So, but for some reason I was feeling that it was a bit of a cheat because I'm not going up at the end of the day. And so I was talking to someone about it, and I told them that, and did I say a boot? There's another one. Anyway, so I was talking to someone about this, and they sort of said the obvious, and they said, you're still making the walk up there. And it hadn't really dawned on me because I thought, now I'm going to do this now, so I don't have to do it at the end of the day. And I mean, in my head, I thought, I'm still making the walk, but it just didn't feel the same. So just one of those weird things that you think, no, I'm still doing it, but I don't know, for some reason, it doesn't feel like it counts, that I should be going up at the end of my day. But it doesn't really matter. I'm still making that trip. And it's better now because I'm not all sweaty and gross, and I can come back into work and people don't even know. I hope. Yeah, otherwise, I'm all sweaty and gross, and they're just like, don't say anything to him. He smells bad. I don't think I do, though. I think the people I work with, I think if I smelled bad, they would probably say something. That's one good thing. that, one of the many good things. I've got a good group of people I work with now, so very pleased. Anyway, yeah, so that sort of went hand in hand with, just the rest of my week. So in my throat, I don't know what that is. But, anyway, I'm very curious to see how this week went, because, again, I've sort of upped the grade on my treadmill, so I'm hoping that has, added a little bit of something, so that maybe I'll get over that plateau that I hit last week. If not, then, and I'm sort of half expecting this to, to me be the same as well. I can't imagine it would just be 1 week of a plateau and then be done, so I sort of was resigned to the fact that, okay, I've hit a mark. I'm really dry, I'm sorry. I've hit a mark where it's going to last for 2 or 3 weeks, but I know that eventually I will get over it. You can't see my hand over there, so I will get over the hump and go, that's the motion I made, but I made it way over here so you couldn't see it. So yeah, I will get to a point where eventually it'll just go poop, and I'll finally start losing again. So I know that's going to happen. It's just going to take some time. Sort of getting to a point where, I've got a regular routine now, and I want to keep that routine, and it's working out fairly well. So tomorrow we are going to make another small change. It's not going to be anything major. Once again, we've done actually last week we didn't do any change. We just sort of maintained what we've been doing. So we're just going to tweak things again a little bit. And don't worry, it's not going to get to a point where, we're never going to get to a point where we're saying, okay, we're working out 5 days a week for 2 hours a day. It's ridiculous. Unless you aren't working, you don't have the time for that. So no one really does. Unless that's all you're doing. And people can say, well, you need to make time. Most people can't. We just don't have it in us. So there's going to be another little tiny change. I can't imagine we're ever going to get to a stage where we do more than 3 days a week at the most. But we'll tweak these as we go. And, I've been gradually increasing stuff, so it'll be fair. It'll be fine. You'll be able to do it. You won't go, no, this is too much. I can't do it anymore. Give me cake. So you'll be able to follow along. Everything's going to be fine. But for right now, that's it for this video. So thank you very much for watching. If you liked it, please poke the like button for me. And in the meantime, keep yourself warm and fuzzy, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.